Yo, what's up, guys? This is your boy Omar, and let's talk about a phone, mainly a phone line, right? Like a lineup, and it's about the S25 Edge from Samsung. All right, and sadly, this phone is going to be discontinued, right? So there's not gonna be an S26 Edge as of right now, right? Because it's been confirmed that it will be discontinued. Now, I like this phone, all right? It's a really great phone, it's very awesome. This phone has your basic need, like it has your everything you need, plus a little bit more, minus a little bit less. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself, and let's get it out the way. As of right now, you could get it on Amazon really cheap, like $600, I believe, like 670, 680. You get it for like 680, and if you trade in a phone, you could probably get like $600, something like that. And they're basically giving them away, right? That's how cheap it is right now because Samsung's just trying to get rid of whatever they have left, right, on stock. And I was actually looking forward for the next one, right? For the S26 Edge. I was gonna trade this one in, get the Edge, and see how it was different from one generation to the next one. If I'm not mistaken, they were saying it was gonna be a slightly bigger battery. It was gonna be thinner. It was gonna have a better ultra wide camera with it, and I wasn't too much of a fan of the design that they shows, like with this huge box in here. What iPhone's doing, but you know, I wanted to see what the next generation was gonna do, right? Like how it was gonna be different from this one. Keep in mind with the S25 Edge, with this one, I'm already getting 9 hours, right? Like on average, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, depending on how I'm using it. I do not game on these phones, right? I don't game on them. So let's keep that in mind. I don't game on my phones. But like I was taking photos with it, and that 1X camera, really good, right? The main camera, really good. Put it on 200 megapixels and like awesome photos, really great. And you zoom in 2x, 3x zoom in, digital zoom in. It was still good. It was great. Anything past that, it is very questionable. Once you made it 10x, it was looking like that picture right here, right? So that painting, and it wasn't good. But your 1x your 1x camera, really great. 2x, 3x were still good. 5x could be iffy, but it has really good cameras. And like I said, the battery life, to me, the way I use the phone, 9 hours screen on time, right? And we're talking about video calls, right? On Messenger, video calls, text messaging, social media, Facebook, Instagram, from YouTube, TikTok, web browsing. So everything I needed to do, I could do it with perfection. Like I didn't have to worry about, oh, is it going to be bad or anything? No, I didn't have to worry about that. And when you first get this phone, right? When you first get it, your initial reaction is like, whoa, this thing is very thin. This is a very paper thin phone, right? Like it's really thin. And the S26 Ultra, the S26 Edge was gonna be a little bit tiny thinner. Probably iPhone, the iPhone Air thin, which, to be honest, that little tiny is, line, doesn't really make a big difference, but I guess, right? And but it's a really awesome phone. And there'll be times I had it in my pocket, I would totally forget that I was even carrying this thing around. All right. Keep in mind, I do walk around with two phones, right? So I got my iPhone 16 Pro Max, and then depending on what I want to do, I have my C47, or I could use my, S25 Edge, and, you know, it's just one of those things where it's very sad that they want to discontinue something that's really good. Granted, I believe this unit sold 1.2 million units, and that's the reason why they're like, all right, we're not gonna do it no more. A lot of it has to do with the fact that this thing did launch like 4 months after the S25 lineup. Another thing has to do because you got so many influencers out there, so many tech reviewers, right, talking about this phone, and they gave it really bad press before this thing even came out. So they were talking negative about this phone before they even had this phone in their hands. So now you got these influencers that have millions of followers, right? Millions of subscribers talking bad about a phone that they didn't even have in their hands. And that right there influenced so many people into going a different route and buying something different, right? The few people who decided, hold on, let's see what's up with this thing, right? The few of us that actually did decided to do that, we had a really good experience with this thing. A lot of people did bought it, did return it. Granted, it's not for everybody. This phone is not for everybody. There is more compromises here and there. The main attraction is this right here. It's thinness, right? But you got your 200 megapixel camera. Samsung gave you the best of what they have, right? They gave you an extra camera right here, right? Or the ultra wide. Even though I would rather have something more for zooming, but it is what it is, right? They gave you slightly better battery size than iPhone. You know, they gave you your speakers, two of them. They gave you everything you needed, right? It's a really good feel. I like the way this phone looks. I like the design, all right? And they gave you really good stuff with this phone. It has a really great screen on it. Now, granted, it's not the same as the S25 Ultra. It's not. I had compared both of them, and the S25 Ultra had a way better screen. I'm not sure how to say right, but it had a better screen compared to this one. But this is still a really great screen right here. And they gave you all this stuff, right? But it had bad press before it even came out. Now, I've used the phone. This is a secondary phone, all right? If it was my primary phone, we'll probably be thinking a little bit different, right? But as a secondary phone, I love this phone, all right? And then, let me show you. I just put a thin-born case on it. Does not add any bulk to it. Boom. I have my MagSafe on it right here and everything, right? So, I love this phone the way it is. I was looking forward for the 26 Edge, and sadly, it's not happening. But this phone is on sale right now. It's like half the price of what it initially came out with, right? Samsung's trying to get rid of them, and if you ask me, this is a really good phone to have. Depending on your need, depending on what you want to use it for, this is a really great phone. So I would highly recommend this phone. Also depends on your need. If you're a power user and this can be your only phone, it probably is not for you. But if you're someone who's more casual and doesn't need all that extra power and extra cameras and extra battery, right? This is a really good phone. And keep in mind, you can just get a $20 battery pack that's very thin. Attach it, you good, right? You get that extra battery life. So I highly recommend this phone. This is a really great phone to have, and especially as a secondary phone, this is a really great secondary phone to have. All right, primary phone depends on what your needs are. Secondary phone, go for it. All right, and let me show you. Compared to my iPhone 16 Pro Max, look at that. Look, it's like half the size of it, right? So it's a really thin phone. It's a very light phone. Like when you put both of them together, this one's heavy, this one's very light, right? So the form factor is there. I know now you got the iPhone Air that already came out. I'm gonna try to see if I can get my hands on it. You know, I'm trying to go cheap on it, right? So if I get my hands on it, I'm going for it. And yeah. But this is a really great phone. They give you everything you need, and now you can get it at half the price. Hey, I highly recommend it. All right. So yeah, so that's my thing on it, right? And I'm sad that they're not gonna make the S26 Edge, but it is what it is, right? All right, guys. So until next time, peace.